Sorry. Hey everybody, I'm Jerry. I'm the comedy professor, the world's most highly educated stand-up comedian. We just did a comedy contest at Toth here, and me and this is my good comedy brother Rob Coleman, who's also a comedy coach, and some of the people in the contest are hanging out after the show to do some notes. This is Chad, and Chad did great. All the comedians did great, and we're just going to go over some notes with Chad and answer any of his questions.
Right.
Sound cool, everybody?
Yeah, sounds perfect.
All right. Thank you. So, I love your stage presence, and I love a lot of your material. So, I didn't write down as many notes as I do for other people. How did you feel about tonight? It felt like you feel good? The rhythm was a little off, or did it feel
the rhythm was a little off.
Yeah.
And there was some uncertainty. There were prevailing thoughts that I wanted to get to, but sometimes it's hard to orchestrate a set and relevant thoughts or pop-up thoughts, and that causes me angst, and then I my hamster starts to stumble on the wheel. And I did do a new joke tonight too that I still feel like I'm comfortable enough with it.
Sure.
The airport?
The paper route.
Oh, the
Paper route. Oh, yeah, and the phone book. And paper route.
So that joke still needs some gym time too. I like the material. I like the joke.
Right.
But I was a little.
Right.
Yeah, I had maybe one too many browsers open when I was on stage.
What do you think, Rob?
I think, Chad, you already know you're a fantastic comic. Great stage presence. I've seen you go from having to have your notes on stage, because we go back about 4 or 5 years. I've seen you where you used to have your notes on stage to now just being able to just go over a couple of bullet points and get on stage and rock out. So I respect you. You're a fantastic comic. I think that tonight you were in your head a little bit. I felt like you felt rushed. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got to the light, you kind of cut off a joke so that you could get to your airport joke.
I couldn't remember if I had told him to give me the light at 8 or 9.
Yeah,
so I didn't know
tell
how much time I had.
We talked about that, and that makes a big difference.
I
can see it.
1 minute.
I can see
that.
If I would have knew for sure I
I've
had the 2, I could have relaxed and got through it. That's why I want the early light.
Right.
Because I don't want. I know some of my jokes are long-winded.
For a 10-minute set, a 2-minute light is what you should get.
Yeah.
But so we had a whole negotiation before the show about if it'd be 8 minutes or 9 minutes or 1 minute.
Yeah.
And I remember he said 9. I told him 8, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah, you did. We talked
he would
about
remember.
Yeah, I've done that
And
exact
I'm
same
a stickler
thing.
on going over the light.
Dude,
I hate
absolutely.
comics beat that light up.
Yeah. No, I know.
You get that, you should be, all right, that's my time.
If you gotta stop. If you gotta do your last joke, do your last joke. The helicopter, if you wanted the window seat.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic joke.
Yeah.
Super funny.
Yeah.
My mama loves it
Mama
too.
did give me a window seat.
Yeah, she likes what she really likes the most is the hands-on correction, because that was used to be her tag. Yeah,
she really said that.
Would be
Okay.
like, do you want some hands-on correction? That was her. Her go-to.
For a contest, if I could just make one suggestion, your almost had an accident joke is fantastic. It's phenomenal. I wonder if there's a shorter way to tell that joke. I mean, I don't know what it is.
You mean like
but we almost had an accident
in general, Rob, or like for a contest?
For a contest, it's fine in a long form set, like if you're doing 15. Yeah. But for if you had like a 5-minute set or a 10-minute set, is there a way to kind of hit that joke in 3 or maybe 4?
There are some parts that could be made. The argument could be made that in that joke, there's a little bit of explaining and not enough little punchlines. But I love that joke. That's the premise. We just had we almost had an accident.
But like over the last year, my jokes have all been longer, just because that is the way my comedic eye has developed.
Yes.
But also with that joke, I think that it has 2 really good parts, and I don't know which one to put on the shelf. The one about when she's like, you don't understand, I have my baby in the car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't understand, I have an open container in the car.
Yeah.
And I like because I've tried this soundboard this with some of my friends, I like the. She's like, my license is new, and I'm like, well, my license is suspended.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to put them both in there without, you know.
Well, that
joke,
part
it's
was like
funny.
hilarious.
Uh-huh.
But when you're telling the whole story of almost had an accident, we almost had an accident, she came up to me, like there's a little bit of a story you're telling.
Yeah.
Which is,
You're saying the setup part
might be,
maybe
could
needs
be,
a punch.
that's the part that could be streamlined, or have another little joke in that part.
Yeah.
The bracing myself is supposed to, that's like
Yeah.
my physical contribution. I don't have a lot of physical
Yeah,
comedy, but I do try to throw that in there.
I'm a big fan of act outs in comedy.
Yeah.
And myself, I wish I did more. So I know it's not always easy. That's you know, just in general, if you could find more act outs. But that was good. I braced myself. But then she like had to come up to the next traffic light, and then you have no conversation. So there's a little bit of just like a story in there.
Yeah.
That's probably the part. But the end part, the part you just said about the license and the baby on board, that is hilarious.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
think you
I'm
need to
up to
like.
find something to
You don't have
dress
to
up-
pick
dress
one or
it
the
up
other or
in
that.
fun.
You do both of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anything, you could think about other things that besides that. Like, could you have 3? Could you have 4? Like, what would be some other things that she would have a suburban version of, you know, and but you would have, you know, she has a baby on board, a new license, and I don't know, groceries in the car, or I'm trying to get to work, and you know,
Yeah.
well, where would you be going instead of work? Just like other things that you could contrast.
I got you.
Possibly, just food for thought.
No.
Food for thought.
Yeah, you're right, and I mean, I do know that the beginning of it is a little windy.
Yeah, that's all I was trying to say.
But it's just
I'm not saying I'm a genius. In fact, 90% of my jokes bomb because that's how comedy works. But what I like to do is I have my written joke and I make it tight as I can, the written version. And then on stage I expand, you know, riff, add tags, do crowd
Right.
work. But then when it
Yeah.
gets fat, squeeze it back down. That's the accordion theory of comedy writing. Boom, I invented that.
the accordion theory of
Yeah,
writing.
it start tight, stretch it out, squeeze it
Yeah.
back in. Stretch it
Yeah.
out, squeeze it back in. All right. Do
Make a melody.
you have any questions or anything else?
No, yeah, I do. What, how did you, because you've seen me enough times.
Yeah.
You said it looked like I was in my head. Let me ask you this, was it the arm swinging? What was it like a tail? Was it my body language or my audio?
Whenever, just as people, we're thinking of something, we have a tendency to kind of, and I felt like you kind of went there a couple of times, like, okay, what was I going to say next? It was just like a facial thing, where I was like, okay, he's kind of,
Because I also, I had a bunch of static thoughts in the back of my head.
Yeah.
And one that I really couldn't let go of, once I started with the audio tripping, now I was critiquing myself.
Yeah.
It was like I was sitting out there.
Right.
My arm movement, man, I can't stand when this motherfucker
Yeah.
gets swinging. Because once it's going, I can't stop it, man. And I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, it's swinging. And that really bothers me.
let me ask you something. Before the show, you had your set list. Can you pull that out? Do you still have it?
Oh, no, I just tossed it out.
You did?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you hit everything that was on your set list? Because I do that a lot.
Yeah.
It's like I'll write a set list and then I'll get off stage and be like, damn, I didn't tell the teddy bear joke, right? Or whatever,
I
right?
do that often enough, especially when I come up and I'm saying shit about the band that was
Yeah,
up
if you're
there.
riffing, yeah.
riffing.
And I wanted to say something about the Tim up here
Yeah,
before
you said
me,
the milk
how he
box.
almost
That's what I wrote. I
turned
was
it
like,
into a house of
what did I
healing.
write? Milk palette. You call it a milk palette.
All right.
But fantastic,
You know I'm a
Chad.
big fan.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
All right, Rob.
Absolutely.
Peace, America.